The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Discretion is advised.
That's my new one. Oh no.
I think it sums up 2020 up to this point.
Oh no. So summing up 2020, my call would be
I think you're right. I think that one takes it.
Welcome to Rare Form Radio. February 2020.
My God.
That's weird.
It is fucking weird,
Already.
isn't it?
I read something that if you're going to be writing the date on checks now, you should write the full year.
Yeah, why is I saw that too, but I don't know why.
Because if you just do 20, people can change documents
Gotcha.
2008, 2000, whatever,
Right.
for some reason.
Yeah, but for what?
But you could do it before, I guess, too.
Yeah,
no,
you
couldn't
can.
because it was 19.
Yeah, but you could write 1978.
Right.
Or like, people are just fucking stupid and have to pick apart every little fucking thing.
I feel like every decade somebody has the task of coming up with like, hey, we got to scare people with
Yeah,
something.
Y2K.
Yeah.
What's the new issue?
Yeah. Go ahead,
Yeah,
change
man.
my check. So all it's gonna do is put it into a year that you can't cash it.
I would like to change my
You know what I
birth
mean?
certificate to born in the year 2000.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm into.
It looks good. He's mature for his age.
Yeah.
Do people still write checks though?
I write checks
Yeah.
still.
Huh.
What'd you say?
Do people still write
Oh,
checks?
listen, do people
There's a
celebrate
few.
checks?
That's what I thought he said too. Actually, I
yeah.
celebrate them. oh, checks. You are my savior, checks. I still have. There's like a couple of house cleaning. Like there's people who like checks. You know, they give them a check.
Fair enough.
I usually like to try and go Venmo as much as possible.
Usually, checks are for people that are off the grid.
Yeah,
Ah.
and I have a lot
Legally.
of off the grid people in my life. Actually,
Maids, landscapers,
yeah, Frank.
hitmen.
Yep.
I always write Frank checks.
For what?
It's so much easier for him. Well, welcome to the program. As you can maybe tell, I have a fucking cold.
A little bit under
Darn.
the weather.
Yeah, my it's in my throat. In my throat. But I decided to forge through and come in because I can't bear trying to figure out what night we're gonna do it if we don't do it at the usual time and night. I can't deal with group texts lately from anyone.
Really?
Like because you can't get out of it.
You've not been the last few weeks.
There was one today. Real fast.
Yeah.
That was like a group text of people who were going to get on a conference call for a reason. It's not important why. And there's like 6 people. You free now? I'm free. How about you? Yeah, I'm free. And it just kept going. And so then when they called, I just purposely didn't answer to fuck the call up for them.
It's a very
But
tight.
anyway, what were you going to say?
I don't know. Oh, you've been the last few weeks. I've noticed you've been pretty short in texts or somewhat non-responsive in texts.
When I'm not responsive or non-responsive, it's usually because I can't text right now. I'll get to. I'm driving the kids, this and that. Like I can't do it. I'm getting to that age where I used to just fucking drive, text in, not look at the road for fucking like 20 miles. But I'm at that age now where I'm like, I gotta fucking pay attention. My eyesight's getting worse. This and that. You know, like
Reflex are not
yeah, my
what they used to
reflexes
be.
are not what they used to be. So a lot of times I'll just wait. But yeah, I am short. Sure. Okay. K, which I usually hate because
It's rough.
I don't ever write LOL. I don't ever write, LMAO. I'm not from that generation. I like to, and I write like somewhat for a living. So I like to write.
Right.
So even K is breaking my own rules. But lately I'm like, K?
You just said something. And I want to talk about something because you are a writer, and I think you take pride in your punctuation skills and your verbal skills. And I do too when it comes to texting or emails.
Which is why when we see each other make a mistake, we jump all over each other, and it's fun. Yeah.
Well, if you because a lot of times you'll misspell something and hit send quickly, and as you're hitting send, you're like,
you notice it, yeah, and then you try and write it real fast. Like that's what you and I do is try and correct it fast enough before you can jump on
it's
it.
It's a game. Right. So I got into a relatively heated argument.
Oh God, I'm so glad you're bringing this up.
Yeah.
So it was the best.
There's someone, we could even out the person if we want to.
Yeah, it's up to you. I don't care.
I will. So one of my favorite people in the world, one of my best friends is
love the guy,
Steve Isaacs. Everyone knows him. Everyone loves him. So I'm over at Todd's last week, and we're trying to get stuff together for the show, and we need a favor from Steve because Steve,
Frank, he was over last week. We were getting stuff ready for the show.
Yeah. Nice.
Basically,
wink.
trying to find an engineer.
Yeah.
No. So Todd and I are working, and
trying our hardest not to fuck each other.
Yeah.
I bet.
Go ahead.
And we failed.
And we failed miserably.
Fucked all afternoon.
Go ahead.
So Steve did our logo. So we needed something from Steve logo-wise. And I was like, hey, can you send over the high-res logo?
Right.
Simple enough request.
Right,
the guy
right.
is always on his devices, computer, laptop, iPad.
He's that guy.
Right.
Yeah.
So there was a question mark at the end of my sentence. Then he replied with something. And I always do, like, commas and periods.
Yeah,
and,
you write how you would write on a fucking piece of paper. Yeah.
And he, was like, sent me this article about how you're not supposed to use periods when you text.
Well, first, that's not the way the evolution.
What was it?
First, it was, why so hostile?
Oh, well, I'm getting there.
Yeah, okay.
So he sent me an article about how using periods in modern day texting is seen as being hostile. And I thought it was like a joke, so I just kept plowing along trying to get the shit that we needed.
Yeah, we just need this picture, bro.
So he's like, dude, it's 2020. You got to stop using the period when you text. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? He goes, when you do it, you do come across as hostile and angry and short. I'm like, you're fucking retarded. Period.
Yeah. Period.
Yeah. And so this must have gone on for 40 minutes.
It was a good long time.
Wow.
Like where I'm just not going to do that. I'm not going to dumb down my texting to make you feel better.
Well, it's not even a matter of dumbing down. You're not going to change the English language because of some device-driven code of ethics that you've never heard about before.
Fuck no.
And here was my response to it was, there is a punctuation that's meant to be more hostile in the right context, which is the exclamation point.
Right. Yes.
Fuck you, exclamation point.
Right.
But a period is just simply ending a sentence. So what are you supposed to do? Just blank space?
Leave it open.
Right.
So if you do a paragraph, like you're not supposed to do a run-on sentence. You use periods for the other end of the sentences, but at the end of a text, he doesn't want any kind of punctuation. I'm just like, dude, I need to be in practice because if I start writing emails that are important,
Right.
and I'm doing these long run-on sentences with no periods, like so much for me getting a job at the bank.
Right. It just
I'm not doing it.
Look, it's the simplicity of this. We have an English language that we've all agreed upon. Granted, it's a very hard language and very backwards and contradictory in many of its rules. I will give it that.
But I spent years learning those
it.
rules.
And a period is just a demarcation of that thought has ended. That's all it is. If you're taking it as hostile, you're the motherfucker with the fucking problem.
Right.
But the
Couldn't
fact
believe
of
it.
I don't understand how maybe he was on his period and he was saying you're hostile to me because of my estrogen levels.
It's the only explanation that I might even be able to stomach.
So, in light of Dan and I's sense of humor, we have been texting periods to each other.
Just randomly.
Like 50 in a row.
Oh,
and then
man.
I actually found a picture of a big circle and just sent it to Dan like, this is as hostile as you could get.
I couldn't believe it. I love him so much. But it was like just trying to convince me. I'm just like, no, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
You could also say like, okay, say you're in that world and that's the rules you're playing by. If I say like, hey, what do you, or let me, not a question, but like, want to meet up later? That's a question.
Yeah. I'll see you there.
I'll see you there. And I put a period. You could say to me, are you angry? And I'll go, no, why? Well, you put a period at the end of it. No, that's just the way I end the sentence. Okay, cool.
Now I know
See
what
you
happens
then.
with you. Right.
See you then. Like, you come across as, well, just ask me if I'm hostile for some reason, if something wrong.
Also, Steve has known me for like almost 20 years.
Right.
I'm not a hostile person. I don't get upset almost ever. Like, just know that I'm not.
Right.
But you know me.
But let's forget about all the relationships and you know me and 20 years in and all this stuff. It's fucking wrong and stupid. It's not the way you write. It's just dumb.
Thank you. So then I started going.
And don't you have better shit to like, you know what I mean? Like, hey man, you should stop being so racist, or you shouldn't hurt children, or like, stop using the period.
Right.
Like, what did the period ever fucking do?
That's his cause, I guess. That's his cause.
Period.
Man.
So then I started.
We need shirts with big period on it.
Or just rare form radio, period.
Period.
We're
Suck
doing that.
my dick.
Period. So then I started going back through my texts and examining people's texting.
Right.
And it's 50-50. Some people are lazy and some people are learned, like myself.
Yeah, I mean, I do see it as I don't think he's a lazy person,
No,
so I think
no.
he's going by some rule system that the tech world has made upon us, that not everyone knows the rules of this playing field here.
Yeah.
But like, you know, whether you write on a piece of paper, whether you type on a computer, whatever, put it this way. Even back in I never even thought of this, even back in the day, you know, so-and-so is going to wire you $50,000. Stop. Whoa, what's the stop all about? Why are you so angry? Like, there needs to be a way to demarcate the end of thought.
Yes.
So a blank space doesn't do that.
No.
So if you want to put away with the period because it seems hostile, then come up with some other little squiggly line thing that shows in the tech world this is the end of a sentence.
Just a couple of wavy lines.
Yeah, which...
There you go.
You know that I have that tattooed.
I did.
Okay, a couple wavy lines.
Couple of wavy lines.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Name the movie, Frank.
I can't. You got me on that one.
Ghostbusters.
Oh, really?
When they're doing the psychic. Anyway.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're doing the psychic thing, and he's holding up flashcards backwards.
The
and
flashcards, right.
the
Yeah,
chick,
He's shocking the dude and letting the girl get away with
Right.
the
wrong
girl
answers.
is like, he's like, I cannot believe you got another one right, and he's just not showing the card.
Right,
and
yeah.
then the guy says, I don't know, a couple wavy lines, and it is.
It is, and
he's
he
like,
still
I'm
gets a shot,
sorry.
yeah.
That is so wrong.
Great. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, they need to come up with something to end the fucking thought. And a period is what has been agreed upon since the invention of the language.
I
By
was
the
gonna
way,
say, yeah.
the iPhone
In
is
fact, many other languages in the world use that same period.
universal.
Pretty much.
And an iPhone makes it easy. You just double tap the space bar and it's a period and gives you a
that's
space.
That's
I
a
was
great
gonna say,
point to make to him is the makers of the fucking technology that you're on right now want you using it because
Yeah.
they gave you an option on
shortcut.
a shortcut on how to make the period.
Double space bar, it's
What
period.
a dick.
Yep. He's the worst.
Oh,
Man.
Yeah, that's a fun. I thought he was kidding.
I don't
when-
get to use this much, but
This one's for you, Dan.
This motherfucker.
Period.
thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's fine. Cool. Oh,
Yep.
oh shit, Todd. What do we do, Frank?
I see all the
Oh,
other
I
lights
got it,
next to
I got it.
record on. I don't know if that's...
Try that.
Check. Nope.
Yep,
there we go. All right.
Yeah, that's the
back.
one.
We're back.
Fixed
Period.
it.
Period.
Fixed it.
More,
Period.
more like Dan the engineer.
Period.
So yeah, that's
Insane.
my gripe of the week.
Yeah, that was just ridiculous.
Boy, this is worse than the Oxford coma.
What? The
Yeah, it was like a huge thing last year, the Oxford coma. Are we meant
said-
to
No,
use
you
it?
said coma.
Oh, did I? Sorry, guys.
This is when everyone at Oxford all of a sudden was
They all had a
slipped
coma.
into a coma.
And that was bad when that happened.
The great Oxford coma of 2019.
Everyone knows about it. It was a huge story.
Period.
Oh, man.
Frank, you all right, buddy?
Oh, man. It's been a long day, but yeah.
Little stroke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus, do you want to step outside? Get some air?
I'm overwhelmed by this whole period business.
Come back in an hour. We'll be done.
Yeah.
So I do want to bring up one thing that we don't need to talk about, but I just want to say it in the ethos here. My life is good again. New season of Swamp People.
Oh.
Nice.
It's the only television show that brings me joy.
You've obviously never seen Impractical Jokers.
Maybe not, but I don't need to when I have Swamp People.
The best show on TV.
Swamp People is the best show.
How
on
many?
TV.
How many episodes in?
It's 2. There's 2 so far. So
Okay.
the thing that sucks is you can't binge watch it.
Well, you can let it.
I can let it go, but it's too good to fucking know that it's in my queue and I'm not watching it.
Is it one of the shows for you that you can rewatch?
Yeah, I go back and watch like season 1 all the way to I'll do. I've done that several times.
I'm very happy for you.
Yes.
I'm pretty stoked about Curb being back.
Yeah, Curb has been great.
And they're like super long episodes now. You're right, Frank?
I'm doing all right. Yeah. No, I'm
Yeah.
just trying to think. I've only watched
Staring
Curb
off.
Your Enthusiasm a few times. And it's pretty funny. I really need to just sit down and watch a little more.
Wow. It's really, really good.
Yeah. No, like I said, the
I think that they have it
bits
on
I've seen is pretty good.
HBO Deportes or whatever it is. So you can follow along.
Univision, what's it?
What's the one? What's the Spanish?
Telemundo.
Yeah, thank you. I couldn't
Telemundo.
think of it.
Telemundo.
that's
Ruined
just
the
like
damn
one
joke.
step below Univision.
Basically.
Yeah.
How do you say curb your enthusiasm in Spanish?
That would be like reduce tu entusiasmo.
That's cooler. I like it.
Yeah.
It's pretty sexy.
Period.
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 Punto.
Punto. Fucking Steve Ivers, go to punto.
Pendejo.
Oh, hilarious.
What's
Oh, God.
pendejo?
It's like calling somebody like an asshole, but
dick, isn't
technically, pendejo, it's pube.
A pube?
Yeah.
Oh man, I love pendejos.
Yeah. You, you
love pulling.
pube.
The more pendejos, the merrier, is what I always say. That's funny.
I just gave myself a trim in case you guys were wondering. I trim like once a month.
Trim or to the
No,
a number
I don't
one
go,
or
no,
two?
I go. All right, so just for you manscapers out there, most clippers come with
You do
the
the extra
guards.
long, the long.
I do a 1 but long,
Oh,
so I
okay.
make it
It's like a
extra
1.5.
long. So it's like a 1.5, because too close without it actually being shaved or waxed at that point, too close is very kind of creepy porn guy-ish.
It also, because I do that a lot, I'll do like shave my arms off, and then like as it's growing in, it grips onto your sweatshirts. and
Yeah,
then-
yeah, yeah. So you have to give it
makes
a
my
little. You have to leave it a little length, and then the trick so you don't get itchy is like you have to put lotion on after you first. That's the trick. But I did a full, all the way down to the balls.
Nice.
Make
Nice.
my cock looks huge.
What's
right
the
now.
occasion?
Just a freeing of the awesomeness that I am.
Once a
Letting
month?
the world
Nice.
see.
Once every couple months. When
Once
do you do it?
every month and a half, 2 months. Sometimes I'll let it go in the chillier months. But I was just bored, and I was like, I got to get this over with. Here's what really triggered it. I get chest hair. I'm not an extremely hairy person, but I get chest hair. And now they're getting gray in the middle, and I was
boy.
like, this has to go.
Mhm.
You look at it in the mirror and you're like, this is a sign from God that death is around the corner.
It's
It's
sniffing,
knocking on my chest hair doors.
nipping at your heels.
Yeah.
Nipping at my heels.
Any day now.
So anything
That's
to
awful.
deny the fact and not accept how close I am to the pearly gates.
I get it. Yep,
So
I
I
get
shaved
it.
it off.
Do you then shave your balls to
I
the
don't
skin?
shave, I clip them. No, I don't shave my balls to the skin.
When's the last
There's
time you
people-
shaved your balls?
The last time I did, I had a terrible incident where I
Please
clipped.
expl-
I
Oh,
clipped my
boy.
ball sack, and I was like, it was fucking bleeding everywhere. I was like, I'm not doing that
with a
again.
buzzer.
With a buzzer, yeah.
Okay.
So I put the guard on, and I just
No, I'm talking razor blade, shaving your balls.
No. I've never shaved my balls
Never?
with a razor blade.
Yeah.
No.
Oh man, I do it like once or twice a year.
No, I planned on having children. Now that I have them, maybe I'll try that again. But
I mean, you're not gonna cut your balls off.
you never know. I fucking moment of like panic. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I just cut my. I don't know what happened. I just lost it and cut my
You'll
own
go Van
balls.
Gogh on your balls.
Babe,
Yeah,
babe,
honey. Fuck! I cut my balls off.
bring ice.
What happened? I don't know. I just did it purposely.
I had a lapse.
I purposely cut my balls off just to see what would happen.
It's not a good idea. What about you, Frank? Do you ever shave your balls completely?
No, I just use the same thing, like clipper with a guard. Yeah.
Davey used to get them waxed. I'm like, why?
Dude, he sent
That's-
videos of that before, and
Yeah, I
I
know.
don't like. Balls are so sensitive.
Sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how it doesn't like pull the sack off.
Yeah, I there's no rhyme or reason for me to even fathom why to do that.
Oh, yeah, that's of all the videos I've watched, that's one of the most cringy
Ball
ones
waxing.
I've seen.
This is no ordinary ball of wax.
Oh,
Yeah, I just trim.
okay. All right, I accept.
I trim, and
Nice.
then I look in the mirror for like an hour and a half. Oh, my cock looks huge now. Then a week later, it gets smaller and smaller because the hair gets longer and longer.
That is usually the reason I shave is to trim down is because I'm like, oh man, I'm having a little dick day. I got to do whatever I can.
Yeah, there's instances. Every summer, I go like up north. My friend, they all like fucking walk around naked. I have a bunch of hippie friends.
Really?
Well, it's at like a thing, like at a,
yeah.
and there's like a communal showers and shit like that, and like you're in the middle of the fucking woods, so you just do what everybody does, and so I make sure I'm trimmed nicely.
You get naked with a bunch of people?
Oh,
up
yeah.
north? You do?
I'm not.
I'm not saying you're modest, but
No,
like,
I'm not. That shit doesn't bother me.
no, but I just can't imagine. I feel like you'd be like, this is so lame being naked with all these people.
No, it's kind of actually awesome because it's something I would never fucking do. So I go and I just like, I went in Rome and
really
not give a fuck. And I get super dirty and I wear the same shirt more than once. Like, yeah, it's a week of
Holy cow.
week of acting like I'm Dan Cleary, basically.
Wow.
Dirty and gross
Well,
and filthy.
Slow down.
And I tuck my upper lip in and I walk around
Yeah,
and
slow
I just
down.
pretend I'm Dan. So I tuck my lips
Oh,
in
man.
and I drink way too many fucking sugary coffee drinks.
I don't appreciate this.
I get dirty and filthy. And then I fuck your wife all week. And I feel great. No,
Now I know you're not me.
No, no, I actually have some good friends that live up there, and I've been going to this thing for years and years, and like I use it as an opportunity to just be like, I don't give a fuck, and all my little idiosyncrasies, and some of them stick, but I sleep in a fucking tent all week. I hang out. I talk to people I wouldn't fucking piss on if they were on fire in Los Angeles. Like
Right.
weird people that, like, you know what I mean? I'm like an open book when I go. So I do it purposely to kind of shed LA and my whole mean fucking bullshit
And
attitude.
how good does that first shower feel after you've been Dan for a couple days?
When I get back, you mean? Oh, it's like it's literally like bathing in the saliva of God.
That's a good name for a book. That's pretty good.
Bathing in the Saliva of God by Todd Newman.
That's partially why I only shower every other day, because it really does feel great when you're like sticky and needing to clean it off.
Yeah, I can't let myself get to that point. I took 2 showers
but obviously
today.
you can because you've done it.
I can if I purposely set out to in an alternate reality where it's not my life every day, and I purposely geographically change my location to go do that. To me, that's like it's like a fucking nature hippie spa.
Do you drink coffee every day?
I don't drink coffee. I drink espresso, and
Okay,
yes, I
well,
drink
isn't
it
that
every
coffee?
day.
Isn't that coffee?
It's not in the sense that it's drinking a cup of coffee will keep me fucking wired all day. Taking a shot of espresso or a double shot or a quad shot is what I do. It gives me a jolt, and then I'm not fucking wiry all day.
Would you
from it.
rather? So you can either have espresso
Mhm.
or 1 shower a day.
1 shower a day?
Espresso or a shower every other day. Espresso every day. Or
I
a
can
shower
live without
every other day.
espresso. I can't live without fucking taking a shower.
Okay.
You got to understand too. 1, I'm neurotic. 2, I enjoy time in the shower because of my setup at home. I mean, I always have enjoyed the shower, but like it's my fucking meditation. It's my alone time. So sometimes I'll get in the shower when I don't need to take a shower. I don't feel like, oh my God, I'm dirty again. I get in there because the fucking place steams up. I lock the door. Sometimes I'll put music on or whatever. I also like to shower in the dark. That's the best.
The full dark or like...
Yeah, if it's nighttime and it's fucking... And just shut the lights and take a hot shower.
See, I like... I have one of those like ceiling heater things.
And I start rubbing the soap on my
glows orange.
freshly shorn balls.
You know what I'm talking about? Those heaters that get orange?
Uh-huh.
I like that sometimes at night. Take a bath with the orange light on.
See, bath I can't get behind.
Just quickly. Like a bath and then into a shower.
Sitting in your own dirt. To me, I like the water to hit and it all goes down the drain, but a bath to me is filthier than not.
Well, that's why
showering.
I like to bathe and then get up and shower it off. What do you think about dark showers, Frank?
That's a new one. I had never thought about taking a shower in the dark, but I can see how that can be. I mean, if you're going in there to
Sounds
like you say,
like a
meditate,
fucking
it'll
a Nazi snuff film.
We got
Dark showers.
we got a message the other day about you interrupting Frank.
What,
And you
really?
Someone said that you only interrupt Frank.
that's not true. I do it to you too. I mean, I know I interrupt. I just did just now.
On that survey we did, one of the complaints was Todd interrupting Frank. It was that it was so good.
Go listen to another fucking radio show. We don't fucking
I don't
tell
give
you.
I would interrupt myself, honestly.
Look, it's not a personal attack against Frank that I'm interrupting him. It's just a lot. Let's give Frank credit. A lot of times he'll say something that spins my mind into a thought that I'm like, I gotta say this now because Frank just inspired me.
I love to tee it up.
Fuck you and your stupid fucking survey question.
Hey, I love to tee it up. Just give you the alley-oop
Frank
and
fucking
run with it.
He did it again. He did it again.
Yep.
hits the assist.
Yeah.
He fucking sets him up. I knock him down.
Yeah.
It's a
Good
good
job,
team.
guys. Hell of a duo. By the way, everyone who did, we tweeted out a survey just to kind of help us with like just knowing what people like about the show, what they don't like, and trying to figure out.
You know what we should do? I'm just gonna keep doing it to you purposely
Please
now.
don't. Trying to figure out analytics for our show and where people are calling in from. So thank you everybody that responded. I was actually shocked with how many people actually took the 10 minutes.
That's
to
awesome.
do it.
See, that's why I'm able to talk for the hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. 2 hours we've done in the past. That's how I'm able to talk, is because I don't think anyone's really listening. Now I'm terrified, and I'm just gonna clam up. And now that I know people hate the interruptions, you know what?
Nothing to say anymore.
You guys, go ahead.
So Frank,
What's up, Dan?
welcome to Rare Form. It's good
Thank
to
you.
be back down to 2.
Yeah. I think we're gonna get more chance to talk uninterrupted.
I don't
Develop
think,
our thoughts.
I just realized something.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to do a show with you.
It's all right. You're not the first person to tell me that.
I'm gonna text Todd and see if he can come back.
He's probably taking a shower in the dark.
Let me hit him up real quick. Todd.
Or shaving. One of the two.
Okay. Come back. Sent.
Did you put a period at the end of that?
Fuck!
Hurry. There we go. Good job.
Let's see what he says. Wait. Oh, he said no.
Did he put a period at the end of that? Because if he didn't, it's not definite.
No, I didn't put a period
Okay,
against
good.
because I don't want it to seem hostile. It's just a simple no.
No,
I'm
it was
just
very
not
good. It was
coming
a
back.
very, he let me down. Yeah, how do you say no to something like that
Yeah.
and not be hostile?
Yeah, and do you know how fucking hard it was in every fiber of my being to not put a period?
Yep.
Because even one word answers yes, no, period. I just
It's like,
automatically
it's
do
like
it.
rolling up one pant leg and leaving the house.
Yeah.
Or wearing one
exactly.
shoe.
Yeah,
Not going to happen.
Mm-mm.
Not going to happen.
that's right.
You guys watch the Super Bowl?
I did.
Just the halftime.
Really? What?
I
Oh,
just watched the halftime.
because it was Latino.
Oh, totally, man. I was all into it.
Did you see there's a...
Frank went out and bought one of those Puerto Rican American bedazzled things that J-Lo was wearing. He's like, I'm not Puerto Rican, but this is the shit.
I felt so represented for the first time.
So, anyone who doesn't know, Shakira
Frankie
and J-Lo...
from the block.
Yeah. Shakira and J-Lo did the halftime show, and there is a guy who is suing the NFL because he watched it, and he thinks that seeing that performance because he's Christian, because it was so sexual, that he's going to hell. He's suing the NFL.
But he's never heard what King David used to do, right?
What?
He used to, like, have a harem full of women.
Oh, yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
And he danced naked, apparently.
Yeah.
That's
suing
all in the Bible.
NFL
Yeah.
because it was so sexual.
Wow.
What do you think of the show?
I thought it was great. I only recognized Shakira and J-Lo. I don't know who the rest of the people were, but hey, it was entertaining.
I don't
And
think there
it's
were
the Super
anybody.
Bowl.
I didn't. That's the only part I didn't watch. I mean,
It's the worst. I hate
and it
it.
wasn't on purpose either. The halftime came on. I had some people at my house. I was just like doing shit. So I was like, I'll do it now.
I hate the halftime show. I fucking hate it. You all right over there?
Yeah, we're gonna have a call right now.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Someone
stuff.
called me and I thwarted the call. And
Hi.
Hey,
How you doing, man?
good. How are you,
I'm
everyone?
really-
Dave Navarro, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, am I live on the airwaves?
Yeah,
Fantastic.
I just texted you on the radio. Want me to call you? And you said sure. I'm in the car, but sure.
I didn't know if you were going to call me during a break and set it up.
We
Like,
don't do breaks.
we got a special caller, calling in. Stay tuned, everybody, and really pump it up. That's what I thought you were going to do. But you just called me directly. That's okay.
Well, this is being pre-taped, so any weird stuff that you feel insecure about, we can cut out. on the
Okay, well
rebroadcast.
then okay. Hello? Hey!
Hey,
Hey!
Hey!
how you doing?
I'm good, man. How's it going over there? Hi, Dan.
Hi, buddy.
Hey,
Is
Dave.
Frank there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Frank.
How we doing?
All right. What's going on, guys?
So Dan tweeted out like some survey of things that people like and don't like about the show. Is that correct, Dan?
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that people don't like about the show is apparently I interrupt Frank all the time when he's talking.
Well, is that really a complaint?
Yeah, a God's honest complaint.
But that's got to feel good, Frank. That's got to feel good, right?
Well, now I feel bad because I feel like Todd now is kind of playing himself down a bit.
Yeah. Well, it's tough when another man has to dim his own shine to illuminate others.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah. It's counterintuitive for him. So
Gotcha.
give him a minute.
Okay, all right, cool.
So I think I just should bow out at this point. Like, people obviously hate me.
That's what. The funny thing is, that's what I would hear in that question.
That's exactly what I heard. People hate me and
Oh, they hate me.
they would rather that I was dead. That's what I heard.
Here's the eating disorder version of that.
Okay.
When I was deep in an eating disorder, and I would go to drive-thrus, or I would order something for home, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the order would come, and then there would be like 12 sets of forks and knives and stuff, and I'm like, wow, I must be a huge fat piece of shit, because this is just for me, and they think it's for 12 people.
Oh my God.
That's very similar to how I feel right
boy.
now.
Yeah, so and then when I would go through a drive-thru, I would pretend I was on the phone and picking up an order for a party.
No.
Oh
That's
my.
awesome.
No
Yeah, you
way.
go to the window and then they give you the order and you go, yeah, I'm on my way. I'm picking it up now. Tell everybody to hang on.
Is that all you guys want? You guys don't want a little bit more? Okay, cool.
Just
Okay.
20 tacos? Okay.
Okay, I got him on my way, guys. And then I would just go straight home alone.
Did you
Put
do
on
the
Rounders. Oh, yeah, I swear to God, put on Rounders and eat all of it. And leave.
Amazing.
Johnny Chan, the legend?
Oh, Johnny Chan, the master.
The
He
master.
has it. Oh, yeah.
Let me ask you this. Did you do the whole marker thing when you were in that phase?
I don't know. What's the marker thing? Oh, yeah. No, the marker thing, Dan. I don't know. Do you know about the marker thing?
No.
It's a little-known fact among bulimics, and if anybody's listening, certainly this is a cautionary tale, not a suggestion. But a marker would be, say you're going to vomit up your food, you would eat something of a particular color first So then when you throw up and you see that color, you know you've gotten it all out.
Oh my God.
It's like a fucking bag of Cheetos right before the Taco Bell. Yeah.
Cheetos before ice cream, I'm telling you.
Man.
You'll get it all.
Oh my
Oh,
God. That's so
boy.
sad.
Yeah, it's a disease.
Yeah.
Welcome to my life, bro. A little
Disease for
glimpse into my life.
So glad you called. No, this was pertinent information.
Yeah. I mean, well, I'm just trying to relate how Todd currently feels. That's how I was like 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's how, in fact, I'm going to start doing that now. Now that I know how the public feels about me.
Well, I mean, between you and me, but I guess between all of us now, I was going to suggest bulimia to you.
Let me tell you something. I could use a little bulimia right about now. I'm about 15, 20 pounds overweight.
Back in the early days of Jane's Addiction, there was a great band, and it was called Bulimia Banquet.
Oh my God.
It was and they were so cool. It was a really cool alternative girl singer, and it was just awesome.
Would they vomit on stage and stuff?
Oh, I don't know. Oh my God, my goodness, that was so long ago.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
My word, I have no idea. But how's this? Are you guys happy on the show? I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, you should come in one time and actually sit with us.
I would like to.
Cool.
I miss you guys. I miss doing radio. I don't miss it every week, but I miss it, So
yeah, of
I would love
course.
to.
You ever want to do special ones? We can do them.
I think we definitely have some special ideas, but what else was on that list? I'm curious.
What list?
Complaints.
Well, of complaints. Yeah, Dan, pull it up.
Let me pull it up.
Dan, the list of complaints about Todd.
Yeah, he wants them specifically to me.
Well, I thought they all were. That's what Dan tweeted me earlier.
No, it was complaints about the whole show, but they were most of the negative was about Todd for sure.
What I'd like to know is about the Instagram tweet that went, or the Instagram that went out earlier promoting your show with the tree frog.
You like that one, huh?
What's the background on that?
It's a filter. It's a Snapchat filter that I love. I'm a big fan of the.
Yeah, Snapchat. So's my fucking 11-year-old
Dan,
daughter.
You didn't pick the frog for any particular reason?
No. Why?
Oh my God, this whole time I thought you were an incredible genius.
No, I told you that was not the case, that Dan was not an incredible genius. When we were talking about it before, because what I did, just so there's context here, what I did was, when you Instagrammed the filter, I screenshot it. I didn't even answer to it. I didn't say, fuck you, Dan. Because usually what'll happen is, our listeners know that I have a gripe with it, so they'll make a comment. A few of them will make a comment. Oh, Todd's gonna love this, or I can't wait to hear. And usually I just write back, "Fuck you" or whatever, like something.
I mean, I've commented that because I know you don't like it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So,
and Dan, I'll tell you, I'll be like, I don't get it, Todd. I mean, let the guy have the thing. What's the big deal?
yeah, he gets your back for sure.
I appreciate it.
So
he's like, I know it's fine because it just bothers me. I don't know why.
So I took a screenshot of it earlier and I sent it to Dave, and I said something to the effect I'm not even gonna respond to this one. I think I might just kill myself at this point. Something stupid to make Dave laugh because he knows that I have an issue with it, and it's funny. You know, it's funny between. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
also, everybody knows that I like when Todd has a little something that annoys him. I hone in on it and make that my thing.
Yeah, you're like a predator.
So he was kind of giving me some ammunition, kind of oh boy.
I was being a friend to Dave by giving him ammunition at something that hurts me personally.
Exactly.
So.
And tell him what I said back.
Well, what you said back was, no, he said, I like that one. I got to say, I think it's cool and this and that. And then we had a thought that it was an homage to someone else's recent Instagram posts. Because someone was posting pictures with frogs.
They were?
Yes.
Oh,
and it's someone that I'm pretty sure you follow.
I mean, why don't you open up your ID right now, Dan?
I can't. I'm filming with my phone.
Okay. Someone will do it at the break.
I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it right after we hang up this call, and I'll show him.
It
So Dave thought that's what it was, and I said no. This is the funny part. I said no. He's not doing an homage to that person. This is just some dumb filter that came up as the Snapchat filter of the day, and Dan was like, perfect. This one's going to be awesome. It's got my eyes and my mouth and a frog's face and a cool ribbity type of voice.
It was awesome,
Here's
dude.
the thing. But here's the thing, Todd, and you can't deny this.
Uh-huh.
Regardless, we have been talking about it all day, and that's the point of doing this shit.
Very true. No, you're absolutely right.
And I will say that people that see it on Instagram know that Todd's going to hate it, and they tag him in it over and over.
Yeah. I've set myself up. And now that they all hate me anyway because I can't hold a conversation without ruining it for everybody, I'm thinking I'm just going to make it Dan and Frank's rare form.
Are you ready to hear
Nobody wants that.
Todd, are you ready to hear the full complaint?
Yeah, let's let you have the phone so Dave can hear it good.
All right, so the full complaint is Todd, stop interrupting Frank. It honestly doesn't seem like he even realizes he's doing it. Let the man speak.
Well, one, I'm a complete
Clearly written
narcissist.
by his wife.
Say what?
Clearly written by his wife.
I was just, dude, motherfucker. I was just going to say, who wrote that? Gulliver?
Oh, man.
you know who
That's
wrote that.
hilarious.
Come on.
That's funny
You
shit.
know who wrote that, by the way? Frank.
Yeah, Frank probably
Darn
wrote it.
it.
Frank, he opened up a sock puppet account and fucking emailed in a question.
I'm going to really get this bastard feeling bad. That was his motivation.
Oh,
His
my
brain
God.
goes going.
Are there others that are griping about me? Like other subject matter?
Not about you, but there's two about
Todd
me.
has a tiny dick or whatever.
No, they love that.
I hate the way his fucking face looks and shit like that.
Face.
I wish he wasn't getting older and older and older.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's
Oh
the
my
young
God.
Todd? We miss the young Todd.
Yeah, where's the Todd 10 years ago? He's the one we want to see.
Let me
Oh, no, now you're speaking my life story.
let me boost you with some positive Todds if you
Okay,
want.
okay.
Let's go to likes. Okay, the most common, the recent one, the favorite like is the host Todd Newman.
All right.
Yeah.
How's that? Oh, then
That's
someone else likes Dan embarrassing Todd.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's find a good Todd.
Yeah,
one.
that's the thing that they were talking about. The Instagram, like when it embarrasses me, they like
Right.
Yeah,
it.
but
They
let me
like
say something.
they like Dan. I love Todd too, but Dan provides the content I like most. Sent in by Dan Cleary.
Yeah, there you go. All right, what were you going to say,
Yeah.
Dave?
I was going to say, everybody loves Norton, Todd. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't even know if these guys know that reference. but
Honeymooners.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I got
Does
it.
Dan know it?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
I
He got it.
I got
Yeah,
it.
so like there's got to be a Norton, there's got to be a Ralph, and if you're the Norton, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know, you're the
I'm the,
Apple.
if I'm the Norton, though, why do I look and act and sound like the Ralph?
That's the amazing irony about it.
Oh, that's
Life's
good.
cruel
Oh,
ironies.
man.
Yeah, you get to look like the Ralph and feel like the Norton.
Inside every Ralph, there's a Norton waiting to bust out.
I'm telling you, you're onto something. Well, I miss you guys, and I hope you have a great show.
Right.
I'm in my car headed home, and when you're done, Todd, will you give me a call?
Yes, I will.
How did you go down there today?
Where? Oh, I'm going tomorrow.
Okay. What? Oh, tomorrow. Okay, cool.
But I'll see you
All right, guys.
Saturday. Bye,
All right.
buddy.
All right.
Bye, Dave.
Late.
Bye, guys.
Well, that was unexpected.
Yeah, it was nice of him. to call
Hijacking
in.
our show because he misses his own.
Yeah, exactly. Now he's realizing the error of his ways.
But if anyone listening would like to fill out that survey still, complaints, comments,
Yeah, and
Go
make sorry, I'm going to interrupt you
I know you
before I
are.
forget this
Yeah,
thought.
yeah, go ahead.
And make the comments real. In other words, don't throw a bunch of like Todd interrupting to be funny. Like we really
Yeah.
want to know. Like make them
Yeah.
real.
It really has been very helpful. So
What you like, what you don't.
You can go to our Twitter, and which is what, Frank?
At Rare Form Radio.
Same thing with Instagram, and you can we'll tweet it out again tonight or tomorrow. But you can contribute and thank you. And I want to get real for a second.
Okay.
I sincerely, I think we all sincerely appreciate everybody who has followed us from Dark Matter and west of the Rockies to here. And new listeners, thank you very much. It's I'm surprised. I'm surprised with shit.
That's what we thought. It's fine.
That's
I don't
funny,
give a
though.
fuck. I'll
That's
say his
funny.
name right now.
But thank you everybody for listening and contributing and sharing, and appreciate it.
Yeah, that's really cool.
We are filming all these shows. This will be the 5th one we filmed. Frank is currently in the process of getting those things all edited and put together, and we hope to be
I
posting
won't
them.
interrupt him doing that.
No, you won't. So those should be posted soon, and then we'll try to have them out every week.
That's right.
Right, like get back so we're on time.
All right. We got, you want to move into some questions
Yeah,
here?
we got a shitload. Let's do it.
Before we get into questions,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, fine. Interrupted yourself.
That's right. See, I keep it equal. Let's just talk really quick, because usually I don't like to get into political shit.
That
on
was
the show.
okay. So one of the things people dislike
Uh-huh.
is any sports talk and politics. And
I hate the sports talk,
and I'm
too.
usually the only one that brings up either one. So
The politics I don't like talking about, just because like it's fucking never ending. Like it's just, even if we're all on the same page or not, it's just that I'm so over politics being the speak of language of everyone in the fucking universe, it seems. So
here we go.
But no. Just here's one awesome thing was the great state of Kansas.
Oh boy.
And the thing, for those of you who don't know, which I'm sure most people do,
Now we're mixing sports and politics.
yeah, sports. Here's a sports and politics. So, our leader, our president, whatever you want to fucking call him, he tweeted out that congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs, who apparently he believes that
represented the state of Kansas.
he says, what a great job. We're so proud of you. We're so proud of you. And from the great state of Kansas, and Kansas City's in Missouri.
Right.
Well, there is a Kansas City in Kansas
Yeah,
too.
but it's not them.
the
Yeah,
team
exactly.
is
The
in
team
fucking
is
Missouri.
Missouri, right? So, already, literally 3 hours after that news broke, I just started searching online, and there were already the great state of Kansas shirts being made with the shape of Missouri, though. And I clicked order.
You got one?
Oh, yeah, of course I did. I had
Nice.
to. And it's like, like I said, I don't want to get into fucking politics and the fucking whole Rush Limbaugh getting the thing. Like, whatever.
okay.
I don't fucking care. The whole world fucking sucks.
Right.
Whether you're for stuff or against stuff, it all sucks for somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, fuck it. I don't want to get into a dispute about it. But I kind of do love what an idiot this guy is, because it's fucking funny to me.
It's unbelievable, and there's so many layers to why this one is so dumb. First of all, he's legally the leader of this country.
Mm-hmm.
Know what cities are where. Know
Yeah.
this shit. He
Well,
also
just even if you don't, hey, can you fact check that before I
Right.
press send?
Well,
Fact check.
that's most presidents have a
Most people in
screener.
Hollywood who are B actors have that.
Yes.
A fucking person that they run by, like, I'm going to tweet this. Is that cool? Or their
Also,
agent does it.
There was
or-
a time years ago when he was going to buy either the New York Jets or the Bills or something. So he was going to buy a football team.
Yeah.
Which makes you think you'd kind of have an understanding a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think he was there at the game, was he not?
I don't know.
I think he
honestly
went. I
don't
think
know.
he went to the
so.
game, so you'd think he'd know what state he's in.
Yeah, it just whatever.
The
He's
thing-
fuck. Here's the thing for me is
And
like
his policies.
here's the thing for me is this, like, I can't get into the whole policies thing because I don't run my politics that way.
Yeah.
They're all fucking thieves. They're all fucking cheats and this and that. I just want mine to seem presidential and look good, like in a suit, like they could be carved on the fucking side of Mount Rushmore.
I also hate that argument that they're all crooks and thieves
they
and
are.
liars. No,
they
they're
are.
not.
Yes, they are.
99% of them.
Some of them have morality, but need to be that way to be the leader of a fucking
I get
country.
that. I get that. But by saying they're all the same
No,
minimizes.
they're not
in a
all
way.
the same. There's different degrees, but all of them are fucking have a scum element to them, even to just be in politics.
Yeah.
I get that, but I still think that Reagan and Clinton and Bush, both Bush presidents and Obama, I think all of them literally wanted what's best for the people, and I think they both wanted to help both sides. This one doesn't. That's a huge difference. Anyway.
It's just yeah. Exactly. This is why I don't want to get into it. But
let's keep it funny.
What were you gonna say, Frank?
Oh, thanks, Todd.
That was new
changing my ways.
What baffled me about that tweet was that speaking of punctuation, it was very well written. So when you compare it to some of his other tweets, like when he rage tweets, it's just like, word vomit. So clearly somebody took that tweet, corrected it, and they still put it out. So it's not just Trump, it's the people around him.
Yeah, it's a whole administration
of
fucking idiots. Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
Anyways, funny stuff now. Yeah.
You have reached the voicemail box of
Rare Form Radio. Please leave a message after the tone.
Okay, since we had Dave on the phone.
Hey guys, it's Lee from Ireland here. I have 2 questions for you. Dan, the first question is for you. How does Dave replicate the tones of The Great Escape Artist live with Janes? Is it done just through boss effects, or does he use multi-effects or processors?
To answer that question, we don't do a whole... First of all, we haven't played a show in 2 years. Well, anyway. That might change soon. But for The Great Escape Artist, there's not a whole lot of really unique tones on that, so we just use his normal stuff. Just as all boss pedals, one Ibanez Tube Screamer, and we have a Fender Twin for the clean tone and a Marshall 900 for the dirty. There you go. And then
nice.
This is Todd's question.
And my second question is for Todd. Todd, how do you stay in such good shape? It can't just all be genetics, brother. You must have a secret, and I hope you share it with us. Anyway, love the show, guys. Keep on going. Shout out to Frank. Best of luck, guys.
It's good to get a call from our brother, Conor McGregor.
I was going to make a joke about that.
There you go. That's a nice one.
Yeah, I mean, basically the one thing, it's a body hack that I do, a physical hack. I eat my own cum in the morning.
Got it.
And then I get that protein. So it's an Atkins.
Oh, that testosterone going back in.
Let me ask
I
this.
shoot the testosterone back in.
A technical question, but to get it, do you suck it out of Dave's ass? Or how do you...
No. That's I leave for him because he needs that.
Yeah, but... Okay.
So I just shoot it from down,
and just shoot it right in there.
Right into the back of my throat.
Just
the back of my own throat.
So he keeps his and you make a new batch fresh.
Yeah. Because I give like that.
Like
I'm a giver.
Like when Rocky would eat the egg yolks.
Yeah.
You eat the Todd yolk.
Yeah, exactly. What do I do? Well, one, I'm not in the best shape that I've been in the past for a while because of my injuries so much. But I don't do anything special. I go to the gym. I work out. I try not to... I don't lift heavy weight anymore. I do a lot of repetition stuff.
Except that's dick.
Except for that's from injury. This is boring, I feel. But...
Hey,
I try and eat right. Like, right. I really try to not eat shit. And sometimes I'm awesome at it. And sometimes I fail. But
how do you... I gotta stop. I gotta start eating better. How do you not eat junk food? How the fuck do you
For
not
me
do it?
personally,
Yes.
with an addict background, you got to cut it out completely. Because if I eat, well, I'll have that fucking little plate of chips or whatever that my son left or whatever, sour cream and onion, like that will open a floodgate of me eating shitty for 2 weeks. And it's like I have to kick eating that way for like 3 days. I have to like drink juices and you know, protein bars or whatever and get it out of my system and then start all over again. That's the mindset it feels like. So for me, it's like you just don't eat it, you know, like you have to go for that's for me personally. I know people who have a cheat day.
Right.
That shit doesn't fly with me. If I say, oh, every Sunday I'll have a fucking slice of pizza, and that's the rest of the week for me.
Like,
Is
do you eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
No.
Lunch and dinner?
I eat from like... I try as best as I can to eat from like 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock, and that's it.
Just a 4-hour eat window. Does that include snacks?
Yeah, like I'll start eating at 2, and then I'll have another snack at 3, and like I'll try and like 2 meals and a couple of snacks in that 4 or 5 hour window.
So if you go to bed at midnight, let's say, and you're done eating, you don't have a snack between 6 and midnight?
I try not to.
What do you
Like I
snack on
said,
if you
there's
do?
men. Here's the problem. If I falter, I don't say, well, I'm gonna have a wheatgrass shot at 8 o'clock. I fucking eat a box of the kids' cookies that they bought at the store, and then I'll throw it away and be like, I don't know what happened to them. You know what I mean? Like, so when I cheat. That's the problem. So it's like, for me, I got to stay rigid in what I eat, or I'll fuck it up.
Okay.
And for me, the food is the biggest, even more than the workouts. Like, muscle memory is an amazing thing. I cannot go to the gym for 2 weeks. I go to the gym for a half hour, 45 minutes, and my body comes back right away. But the food is the killer. So I would say, to answer that question, if you really want to stay in shape, because there's nothing genetic. I come from a fucking long line of short, fat motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
That's a tough line to come from.
Yeah. So it's not genetics at all. Because I do have those friends that they don't fucking work out. They eat shit. They're lean.
Right.
It's just that all the guys in their family are like that. I fucking hate
That
those
was
people.
me until I hit 27.
Yeah, that was me for a while too. But
My body revolted
Yeah.
after that.
yeah, my body's in revolt, and it's revolting. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Oh, man. I don't want to get into the question that makes me angry yet, but we'll get back to it.
Okay.
This question's for everybody. If you could bring back one rock star from the dead for one performance, who would it be? And this comment's for Dan specifically. I watched the Velvet Revolver documentary, and Matt Storm just came off like such a fucking dick. So yeah, I'm with you.
That documentary must have really captured his essence.
Wow.
What about any ideas for who to bring back?
I have a few ideas
Yeah.
for sure.
Neil Peart. one more Rush show.
I just saw him at the
I know.
last show, so like it would be someone probably that I've never seen play live. My immediate thought goes to such a bigger boat, common.
Elvis.
No, go to fucking Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, that's mine.
To see that guy play live, play that guitar the way he played it, knowing that no one was really doing any of that kind of stuff before him, to bring him back in that embodiment of that age, a 26, 25, 27-year-old, like he died when he was 27, so like a 25-year-old, and watch him in front of me playing, that would be something that my mind immediately jumps to that first. If I really thought about it, there might be others.
I think the fact there's that famous story that apparently Eric Clapton, heard about this guy in England, and they took him to go see him play, and a few minutes in, like, they couldn't find Eric Clapton. He was like outside smoking a cigarette, and they're like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And he was like super pissed, and he's like, "You never told me he was that good."
Yeah. There's another famous story along those lines where he had called Pete Townsend. Eric Clapton had called Pete Townsend. In fact, I think one of the two, I heard them say it in some documentary. I think it was Pete Townsend where he said, I got the call, and I wasn't really friendly with Eric Clapton, but I got a call, and he said, hey, let's go to the movies or something. They sat there. They didn't say a fucking word, watched the whole movie, ate a box of fucking popcorn, and then when the movie ended, Eric Clapton turned to him and said, so what are we going to do about this new Jimi Hendrix kid? Because they knew, like, this guy is the best now.
Game changer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be a definite
For sure.
top 3, I would say, that if I,
Do you know
I'd like to see the beat like John Lennon play, but as far as dynamics, like...
Yeah, I mean, Hendrix was like a one-man show. Someone like Lennon or whatever is like a band type thing, which is still cool. I mean, I'm not...
Is Hendrix yours?
Yeah. That was the first one that came to mind.
Mine would be Kurt Cobain, because I never saw Nirvana, and I got invited, and I couldn't afford the $20 when I was 14.
I've seen him play.
All my friends went, and everyone's like, it was the best! Oh, my God!
Nice.
And he died a month later or 2 months later.
Oh, man.
That's probably why he died, because you didn't go to the show.
I know.
Dan wasn't here.
Don't
He
think I haven't
couldn't
thought
take
about it. Did you know that
He's like, God damn it, Dan keeps interrupting me.
Did you know that Lemmy from Motorhead was Jimi Hendrix's guitar tech?
Yes, I did
Yeah, I
know
just
that,
heard that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
That's pretty cool.
Got some more shit here. Do you think the Super Bowl should be moved to a Saturday? Wouldn't it be better for the fans, U.S. and international, and businesses? Less sick days. Does this get discussed much in the U.S.? No, because football is played on Sunday. That's why it's called Super Bowl Sunday.
Well, high school football gets played on Friday.
That's not real football.
College football gets played on Saturday, and NFL football
Well,
gets played on
none of it's
Sunday.
real football because soccer is actually football.
Don't
But the
start
rest
that
of the
shit.
world, and I agree with Todd.
That's where Frank and I will always be in agreement on that, just because I was a footballer when I was younger.
There is a movement to have the Monday after the Super Bowl become a national holiday, so that people can just have the day off.
That's just fucking stupid, guys. It's overgrown children playing a game. It's not important.
Yeah. That said, I'll take the day off. I'll take the day off.
At least it's real. Christmas is built on phoniness.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Easter.
Like, you're not getting an argument out of me there.
Thanksgiving.
We need more holidays. Well, Thanksgiving is built on an actual event.
The slaughter of the
Indians.
Okay, got it.
Slaughtering
good point.
and rape
Good point.
of the Indian people.
They shouldn't have been so mounted.
So that turkey represents the
They shouldn't have
natives.
kept interrupting the pilgrims.
I need to get an interrupting button on here.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
But
that's been discussed, but good.
I don't think it should be like so. People, I did read a statistic that said it's the biggest sick day of the entire year. Is more workers calling sick after the Super Bowl, and that's got to say something too about the workers that are calling in sick. Like, what the fuck are you doing? The game ends at like 6.
They're just getting hammered.
You're getting wasted all fucking day and eating shit. And
if your team wins, you're drunk for like 4 days.
Yeah, that's just fucking, you're grown people. Stop it. Just watch the fucking game and then go to sleep and go to work.
I'm with you. I am with you, Todd Newman. What do we got here? Which musicians have you guys met who have changed your preconceived idea of them after meeting them, positively or negatively, and why?
Oh, shit, I'd have to think about that.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
There's a couple. I'll say this without outing specific musicians necessarily. Not that I mind, but there are a handful that I have met that I cannot listen to anything that they have ever made in their life because of my personal interaction with them.
Yeah.
And then there are other ones that enhanced the experience of listening to their music because they were so fucking cool, and I got to know them on a personal level, and like I could still listen to Jane's Addiction music in the car, like I'm on the phone fucking 800 times with Dave. He lives right around the corner. He knows my whole family, like, and I can separate me listening to a group from thinking about the fact that he's the one who's playing. But there are other people that I've met even just like once or twice where I'm like, I can never listen to that fucking band again.
I will say there's a positive one for me of someone whose music I've heard on the radio a million times and I would like hum along to it, but I never buy a record. But when I finally met and got to know Mark McGrath, he's one of my favorite people in the world. Yeah. Just like so nice, so smart, so friendly. So intelligent, just can talk about everything. Like I'm not a huge Sugar Ray fan. There's the songs on the radio where they're fun and they're cool. But when I was like in the late '90s, early 2000s, I would think Mark McGrath would be like probably not a fun dude to be around.
Right? No, he's the best.
Banging Madonna and like I just like he's a Hollywood dude.
Yeah.
But he is as down to earth and cool as people get.
Yeah, he is. And interesting side note. Mark McGrath was one of the first people to ever see raw footage of Morning Sun.
Oh, yeah?
He came over my house for some reason. He had to grab something and pick something up for, I don't even remember what it was, but he came over and I had just edited the first, like, rough of a 20-minute scene of stuff. And he was the first person to sit there. And he was such a fan of it that every time he's like, dude, how's it going? How's the fucking thing going? Blah, blah, blah. He'll tell the next person, he's working on this fucking thing. You got to see. Like, he's the best. He's just a great guy.
When you think of famous people or musicians or Hollywood types who was always me, he is someone who is always giving praise to people around him.
Yeah.
And lifting people up.
And here's the reason
him.
why. He's grateful for anything that he has achieved or accomplished and is not narcissistic at all about it.
I think the biggest Sugar Ray album was entitled 1459.
I've never listened to one of his fucking albums.
Yeah, but it's the one with all the hits on it.
Yeah.
But it's referencing that 50 minutes of fame.
Yeah,
it's a small, fleeting thing sometimes.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Enjoy it while it lasts. What about you?
I was trying to think, but actually, Mark McGrath, when he came into Dark Matter, and he's been on several occasions, but yeah, I kind of had this just based on television and what you read on the press, and I was so blown away at how friendly and nice. And the thing is that there's people that are friendly and nice, just because they have to be, but he just exudes this energy when he walks into the room. Yep. Yeah, super nice guy.
He's one of my favorites.
And super, super talented. Yep. I think I also judged him wrongly just based on his work with Sugar Ray, but I mean, he's got amazing range, and yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a band that a person who calls into our show every so often. This person was in this band at one point, and because of the other members of the band.
So awesomely worded.
One in particular is one of the reasons I can never listen to the music again. And it's not even because of an asshole thing. It's because of you're just too fucking weird, dude. Like, you ruined it for me. So you guys, that's the clue. You can figure it out.
Yeah, it's not very well camouflaged, but it's pretty awesome. Someone who called into the show was in this band.
And he used to do. Oddly enough, this guy used to do radio, and recently stopped doing it.
And let's just say that the band he was in doesn't have anyone in it who hosts a tattoo show.
That's right.
And that's all we're going to say about it. Not going to go any further with it.
Yeah, but some of the other bands that he's been in, I can't listen to them anymore.
So speaking of Dave, we have a question. We have a little surprise right now.
Okay.
This is kind of a cool thing. Hey guys, I remember Dan saying he had some songs from the OG Jane's lineup when they were working with Trent. Is this true? I know you probably can't share them, but can you tell us more about the songs and sessions, or just play like a tiny bit? If you ever need to keep them at my house, I'll let you come listen anytime. So yes, so when Eric Avery rejoined Jane's Addiction in 2008, 2009, we went to Trent Reznor's house, and he produced a few tracks, and he re-recorded Whores and Chip Away, and there were also two originals that were recorded. Only one of them was finished.
Right.
And I have that song. And I've been given permission.
Oh, you have it?
Oh, wow.
I have it. Okay. I've been given permission to play 10
by the
seconds.
Guy who sometimes calls into the show. Because I know you were asking for permission, so I'm glad that you got the permission.
So literally, this is a song that no Jane's fans have ever heard. And it's the original lineup: Dave, Perry, Stephen Perkins, and Eric Avery.
Right.
So here's 10 seconds of a song called Laughing Beats.
All right.
There you go.
There it is.
That's all I can play. And right after that, the lyrics start. So that's been out for
8 seconds.
10, 11 years now. That song was recorded. Never been heard.
Wow.
Maybe it'll find its way to leaking at some point.
That's right.
But it's a very, very cool song called Laughing Beats, and there you go.
That sounds great.
Yeah. Have you heard the whole thing?
No, I haven't.
I'll play it for you when we're done.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
Of course.
Yeah, no, that sounds great.
What else we got here? This is kind of a weird question. I didn't really get it, but I would love to hear you guys discuss the pros and cons of latex versus natural. Let your imagination run wild. I don't care what kind of object it is, and get your mind out of the gutter. So I responded back and I said, "Are you talking about condoms or latex versus no condom.
Right.
That's what I assumed.
that's
This is Desiree, and she said, sure, raincoat versus no raincoat or toys. And oh my God, what if your partner is allergic to latex? So this question's all over the place.
Right.
But if I had a preference, my preference would be no condom.
Yeah, that's the natural order of things.
Mostly because it feels better.
Yeah, but
And,
go ahead.
no, you're gonna say it slows you down.
Yeah, there's a you can make a condom work for you.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't used one in years and years and years because I have children, and for that reason.
What about with your mistress?
With my mistress, I'll use one because
She has AIDS.
she has AIDS. Usually I pick mistresses with AIDS.
She has
Oh my
AIDS
God.
usually. Is what you said.
Usually, I usually. I enjoyed wearing them when I was single and fucking a lot of chicks for the obvious reasons of safety and precaution on the disease and pregnancy level. I was never a not careful person. I'm a guy who takes fucking 18 showers a
You're
day.
germaphobe.
There's been times I've worn 2.
Oh my God, how gross was she?
No, and no, not even for the gross factor, but just like I'm wearing 2 on this one in case one breaks, you know.
Do you tuck the
And-
balls in just to be
No,
safe?
no. But when I say 2, I mean full body condoms.
Oh, I thought you meant
Nice.
you wore one and he wears one.
No.
Oh, okay.
He's unsheathed.
Clean.
No. So, I've worn 2 just for being a fucking neurotic nut. But you can make it work for you, especially when you're having sex with someone that you've really wanted to, or you don't want to go and fucking blow it in 8 seconds.
Right.
So sometimes I would enjoy, that's okay. I'm on the pill. No. I'm getting one.
Right.
Not even for the reason of no. I'm getting one just because I don't fucking trust you, but like I'm getting one so this is gonna last.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, of course, sexually feeling. Of course, you don't want to wear one
The best without. But I will
unless they have razor blades in their vagina.
which you don't come across a whole lot. I've noticed.
No, but every once in a while, teeth. Sometimes you come across
Something
teeth.
in there. Yeah.
You ever see that movie called Teeth?
No,
It's about a girl with teeth in her pussy.
Holy.
for real, like
Yes, yes.
like a documentary, or is it a?
No, it's a horror movie. But like this chick.
So it's not real. There's not a real woman that had
I didn't
teeth.
say
in
it
her.
was, dude.
You just said yes.
No,
Yeah,
I
I
said
said,
it's a
is it
movie.
real? Yes.
I thought you meant me saying it's a movie. Is that
No,
real? Okay.
no, I meant is there
Based on a true story.
documented
Oh,
like
my
she was
God.
part of a
No.
twin and the twin died and the teeth got in the
It's
pussy.
still in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Want a burrito?
And it just goes
Oh,
like this.
my
Like anytime she
God.
spreads the lips, it goes.
No, but whenever guys try to fuck this chick, she bites their dick off with her
Right.
teeth. Anyway,
Wow.
so a few years ago, my wife went off of birth control just to kind of reset women.
And grew teeth in her pussy?
Yes.
Oh my God.
No, so we were using condoms, and she is like a health nut. She wanted to try like the lambskin or like the natural condoms. So we bought some, and I remember I opened the bag or the package, the condom, and it just smelled like
They stink, yeah.
it smells like tea, like real like iced tea, but like Southern tea, not like Lipton's tea. And I took it out, and it's not rolled up. It's like jammed in the pouch, and it's
And the package was open already. Yeah.
no, but like
And they had cum
you
inside.
know how like a condom, as you roll it down, it like stays tight, like on the base. This thing at the end, there's no
Elasticity?
yes. So like at the bottom, it's baggy. There's nothing to keep it on because I don't have a huge dick. If I had a bigger dick, maybe. So I'm putting it into my wife, and it's just like bunching up. And every time I back out, it just like comes off. It
And then
was
you gotta
the-
snap it out.
you gotta like get some twist ties to keep it. It was so gross.
Do they come lubricated or?
Yeah, but like more like
It's
just
like
soaked in tea.
yeah, but it's lubricated.
Wow.
It's also lubricated in some way. At least the last time I have, the 4X was the company that made them. I'm talking 86. You know, like the advent of natural lambskin, and they didn't smell like tea. They smelled like lamb ass.
Dude,
you know?
it's so
So
weird.
and they came in this lubricant that wasn't just like a Trojan lubricant, like oil feeling. They came in this lubricant that was like lamb vomit, it seemed. You know?
Maybe that's what this thing was.
But
Wow.
these things, the one that I got back then, it was like, it looked like a fucking tapeworm. It was like this long. Like, I'm like,
Oh my god.
how the fuck is this going to work? Same thing. Like, you got to bunch it up and tie it off or whatever, like at the base.
Right.
So that it doesn't keep snapping in and out.
It's so bad. It's so gross. I think I have a picture of this condom somewhere.
And back then, I don't know what the advancement of them are now.
This is it. So, Frank, this is it. It comes in a bunched up little ball like that, and that's how it looks.
Like a dirty sock.
Wow.
Look at this thing.
Oh.
The base of it is just like a string. I'm going to tweet this out.
That's wild.
It looks like a sausage casing that forgot to put the meat inside.
I was gonna say, I
That's
thought
what
you were
it
showing me
is.
sausage.
Yeah.
So I put my meat in and it just fell right out. It was so gross. I got to keep this.
Oh, man.
Save.
Have you ever had a condom break?
Yep.
I have. It's a fucking scary moment, I'll tell you that
Awful.
much.
Dude, when you pull out, is it just the ring on
The
the
ring,
base?
that's it. And you're like, motherfucker. Especially if, you know, I was out at the club, picked up some chick and like being safe and we're having sex and all of a sudden it breaks. I'm like, I don't know this fucking girl from Adam.
Did you shoot a load in her?
I don't remember if I did. I don't think so. I think I felt it break and pulled it out, but like still.
Did you, Frank? When yours broke, did you?
My worry wasn't pregnancy. My worry was like, fuck, I'm gonna get something.
Right.
I was worried about the pregnancy part, but more than that, it actually hurt. Like it hurt my cock. Like
vagina.
Cock.
It hurts my cock.
It was one of those pains that like I hope nobody ever feels.
Why do you say it like that? Say it again.
Cock. It's an O, isn't it?
It's because It's because his wife is European, and that's how she says it.
I think she's.
But it's also the pause. It's also the pause.
Like,
it hurt my cock.
I was just. It was taking me back to that moment, and I think there was a little PTSD on that delivery.
And I've never heard him sound more English.
Cock.
It hurt my cock.
Did you see? Like he was trying to think of what word
he didn't
use.
want to say it.
He wanted to say penis, but he knew we'd make a joke about it.
No. It was honestly the reminder. It's kind of like when I got LASIK. I got it when they would slice your eye, and it's just those little moments of pain.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, no, I got LASIK back in like okay, you know the eye surgery, right?
Yeah, we know what it is,
yeah.
but how are you correlating it to a condom snapping
No, because
off?
it's just that type of like very specific pain. It's not
when the condom snaps off and gets in your eye, it's like LASIK.
I imagine it's kind of like
the condom broke, and all of a sudden
you
could see really clearly.
But yeah, it's just.
You're still talking.
No, it was pretty bad. Yeah.
What, Frank?
The what?
What about your cock?
It was pretty bad.
Oh my god, that was so weird.
Does your wife call it a cock? Does she refer to? Do you guys talk in bed? Do you talk dirty? Like
Yeah. I think
Like
cock is the
Frank, I want to suck your
preferred term.
cock. Does she say shit like that?
Wait, are you fucking Billy Morrison?
Oh, Frank. Right, Frank, I like to suck your cock, mate.
We just got outed. No, but yeah. I think cock is the kind of go-to. Am I still
you know
saying
what it is? I'll tell you what it is.
It's so funny how you say it.
When he says that word, you speak very upfront and not nasally, not in a bad way, but like, you know, you're trebly when you speak.
Yeah, on the
when
head
you
voice.
say that word, for some psychological reason, you say it from the back of your throat,
I
and you
probably
go.
hear it from her all the time. That's probably why.
Like today, Frank, while you were at work, I sucked a cock. That
There
wasn't
you
your
go.
cock.
Oh my god, does she call it anything besides that?
Chalupa.
Tallywhacker.
No, I wish it would probably be more entertaining.
What do you call her bits?
Pussy.
Yeah, Frank.
pussy.
You never say like, "Oh, I'm gonna lick your gash,
No,
Slit.
your axe wound.
That's awful. No.
I'm
Just-
gonna put my tongue in your beaver."
No. I was trying to think. I
Your
probably
Arby's
said as a
roast beef
joke.
sandwich
Oh God!
held sideways.
Oh, God.
Wow.
That's awful.
How do we get back on
Ah,
track?
honey, I can't wait to lick your beef drapes.
Oh, my
Your meat curtains.
You're gonna love it. Well, shit. Desiree also asks, when will you guys have an address again that people can send stuff to? I asked Todd a while ago, and he said Dash Radio isn't ready yet, but perhaps something else. We're gonna wait for Dash.
Yeah, we'll wait for Dash.
Because we're not gonna. Okay, cool, got it. Yeah, which we should be going back to soonish. I think.
The word on
for a while.
the Dash grapevine
Uh-huh.
is we'll be back there soon.
Do you guys ever listen to the podcast Sword and Stone?
I heard a lot about it.
I've heard it a couple of times because people have cited specific episodes. I know Dave did it actually once, but I don't regularly listen.
So there's a new challenge going around to see if you can make it through the full hour of Sword and Stone episode number 20.
Mm-hmm.
And that episode is about a guy named Ron. Don't look.
Oh,
Don't
sorry.
cheat. A
Jeremy?
guy named Ron Brown, and he was a ventriloquist on a Christian kids show called Joy Junction.
Mm-hmm.
And he just went to jail a few years ago for 20 years for child porn. He had a bunch of child porn and shit. So the whole episode, it's sort of telling his story, but it's told through it's him speaking to another woman on Yahoo Chat.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the transcripts of them talking about suffocating and killing kids and fucking them and boiling them and eating them, and like the look of kids when you kill them and taking them out of playpens and slowly
my God, I fucking kill this guy.
So what makes it so hard to listen to is it's told with computer voices, like computer man, computer woman. So it's like, yes, I put him in the car and I strangled him.
Right.
And it's just that for an hour back and forth of these people living out, talking about these fantasies.
Right, and the woman's not a plant. She's actually someone who's agreeing with him, like, or you don't know.
So it turns out it's a guy, but it is someone who
is doing
was
this.
involved.
Yeah.
And she claimed to have killed a bunch of kids, and it turns out that she probably didn't.
Right.
And this guy apparently never acted. Anyway, but it's a new challenge going on. Sword and Stone, episode 20. I forget what it's called, but it's, man, it's really freaked me out. Like, I had to pause it and take a couple, go outside for a minute.
Yeah.
But it's wild.
Oh man, I would love to kill someone like that.
Yeah.
I'll say it
easily.
right. Yeah, I'll say it right out loud.
Easily.
Like, you fucking sick fuck. I'm gonna torture you first, and you're gonna know it.
Oh, there's a worse one. There's because I mentioned this podcast last week, and a friend of mine said, "Have you ever listened to the one called?"
And wait, this was Dave's episode?
No. Different one. Different one.
Oh my God.
So someone's like, "Have you ever heard the episode about Daisy's destruction?" I was like,
Oh,
"No."
yeah.
Do you know what this is?
I saw the video.
What?
Yeah. A few years ago.
You did?
Yeah, it was.
Wait, I'm gonna tell the story. I'm gonna make sure you saw the right video.
There is only one.
It's illegal for you to watch it.
Oh yeah, believe me. And the guy that had it was a pretty illegal person.
So there's a couple, an American guy and I think a Filipino woman, and they abducted a 12-year-old girl, an 11-year-old girl, and an 18-month-old. And
I didn't even want to fucking hear it, to be honest.
we gotta deal. We gotta go through it.
Go ahead.
So the 18-month-old is the one named Daisy, and apparently in this video, they hang her upside down by her feet, and they like rape her and torture this kid,
blah blah blah,
who survived,
right?
But has permanent damage.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
And then they think they may have killed the 12-year-old or something, but there's a podcast about that, and apparently it's the most vile child sex tape ever made, and it was being sold on the dark web for $10,000 a piece. And there was a huge bust last year or 2 years ago someone was arrested in Boston for having child porn
Figures.
And it opened up this like 100,000 person child porn ring. And this thing was being sold for 10 grand a piece. And
Which
I
means
could
that the
easily kill
motherfuckers, the
someone.
sick motherfuckers buying it have means too, which like for some reason makes it worse to me.
We've probably passed them like
Well, I
in
know.
cars out here.
The thing
you
is
saw that video?
I saw the first half. I didn't make it past all the awfulness. But the alarming thing is that there's clearly some very affluent people out there who, for whatever reason, want to spend their money on this kind of stuff. And I mean, I can't wrap my head around it. It's like even the guy with the 3 guys, 1 hammer and stuff like that. It's just like I can't comprehend the logic of not just doing it. Granted, you got to be a psycho to do it. Okay, fine, but you got to be even like a bigger psycho to like pay these
That's what I'm saying.
amounts of money to buy this stuff.
It's like the fucking don't fuck with cats question of like, are you just as guilty for watching this shit on the web? Like, I would love to find someone that took their money and bought the tape, and not out of I need to see it as a psychological study or like because I'm so curious, but because they're fucking sickly turned on by the thought of I have to own that tape. Yeah. Like, even that person, let me get my hands on them.
Yep.
And just to say that I didn't even know, like, watching it, I didn't know what it was until...
Can you explain the circumstances as to how...
it was somebody that had access to the dark web, and they were, explaining to me all the things that go on. And look, I know a bit. I've never messed with it. I don't have a need for it. But everything from buying drugs to these freaking awful things to hiring a hitman, apparently, right? And he was showing me some of these like awful videos, and he pulled this particular clip up. I didn't know the name or the title or whatever. And and the thing is that it looks so surreal that I was like, this has to be fake, because the quality of it was like super pixelated. Like, it's not like 4K,
yeah.
And this is like how many years ago,
Not that long ago. It was like early 2012 or something.
Right.
2011.
We still had webcams that were like half a pixel, and it almost. I watched it like I'm like, this is not real. This is like fake. And then when I saw that this is happening, I'm like,
What did you see?
I saw a lot of physical abuse.
You know what? I'm gonna interrupt you, Frank.
Please do. No, please do. I don't even want to.
I don't even want to hear this.
Oh my
I'll tell you this
God.
one thing. Yeah. There's one little story. Years ago, when this is fucking 20 years ago, when like receiving a picture on an email was like, look, I just sent you a picture. 25 years ago, whatever it was. And this motherfucker that I knew, I'm not friends with him anymore. I don't even know what happened to him, but he showed me, he pulled up a picture, and it was like the kind that, it took a minute because it was full screen and it's
loading.
It's loading. So you're just seeing it kind of go up. And it was just, even saying it was just the depiction of a little girl in a shed and a dude standing next to her, and like she's on it. You know what I mean? Like, and he's like, ha. My knee-jerk reaction was, I punched him right in the fucking face. I was like, dude, I still can't unsee that. All these years later.
He was with you.
He's like, check it out.
You punched him in the face.
Oh, yeah, and I punched him in the face. We didn't get to a huge fight after it. He was kind of laughing after I punched, after. He's like, well, dude, what the fuck? I'm like, dude, you got the wrong fucking guy.
Yeah.
Like, and this is before I had children and all, like, no. Like, the kids, no.
I feel like when it comes to child porn, it shouldn't matter if you have kids or not.
It doesn't. That's my point. That's my point.
It just makes it that much worse.
This is when I was a fucking junkie. You know what I mean? And, like, kids were not in my thought. Yeah. And I was like, dude, what'd you do that for? I'm like, bro, get that fucking thing off the fucking, and, like, the fact that someone took the picture and then they sent it to, like, I went through the whole thing in my head. I'm like, I'm having a problem living in this fucking world right now.
You know what? I just realized
it really makes you question and lose faith in humanity, as cliche as that sounds. But it's
what's weird about child porn, besides the obvious, is there any other thing you can think of where if I show it to you, you've just committed a crime? Like you looking at it is a crime. So him showing it to you, like, made you commit a felony. That's fucking weird.
Yeah, I almost committed another one, like right after, because he showed it to me.
Were you surprised that he's the kind of person that would have done that?
Yes, yes and no. Put it this way, because he was the type of, like, look at these upskirt things, or look at these. Like, he was like that cloth of sexual depravity a little bit, but
man,
like
the jump to child
but
stuff.
when you jump into the
huge.
child world, like I'm feeling it right now. Like my fists are balling up right now. Like oh man, fuck that.
There is nothing worse.
Yeah, there's nothing worse.
No, I will never be able, like I said, to understand.
So
this,
I just can't believe you saw it, dude. Oh.
Well, I mean, and honestly, it was.
Hope you've enjoyed your last rare form.
I know,
I was just gonna say.
No, it's just I don't understand why people would do that. Or
was this on West of the Rockies?
No.
But it had nothing to do with that.
No. It was like, it was. I didn't get. It wasn't planned. It was more like, check this. This is the dark web or whatever.
I just didn't know if you were interviewing someone like a dark web person.
No. And
shit that makes me want to quit everything that I'm doing and become an FBI agent that specializes in catching these motherfuckers.
Seriously,
it's gonna be so hard because you really it's so hard to regulate the internet.
Yeah,
I mean that's another thing that Don't Fuck with Cats is about. Is who polices the internet?
Yeah.
Nobody really. Yeah. It's
and the thing is that the worst part of it, I guess, is that it's still going on. Like, we just don't see it because
that's probably going on more than ever.
Exactly, as technology has gotten better, et cetera. And but yeah, it was unpleasant.
I'd rather talk about Frank's cock.
There you go.
This shit.
Let's talk about some as a drug question. Could you share your thoughts on air about medical research on psychedelics and potential benefits to humanity? From Brian. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm all for it too, but you got to be careful. Yeah. And
under supervision.
I have no personal experience with it since I've been sober as far as the medicinal therapeutic value. I know that field is up and coming and stronger than it's ever been, and I believe in it. Mm-hmm. But for myself, I wouldn't. I'm a fan of therapy. I go to therapy, all that kind of stuff. But just because of my recovery background, I just don't trust that it won't send me into a tizzy. And I've seen people that I know who had long-term sobriety who needed issues fixed, and they tried this route, and it sent them back into struggles with other substances. So, and they were supervised, and it was under a doctor's care, and it was prescribed, and there was a pointed therapeutic view when it was administered to tackle. And I've seen people go off the rails. So I believe in it if that's not your background, if that's not your genetic makeup of addiction, because they're using it to try and cure that too. And I believe that can work too. But, as far as the psychedelics go, like I used to test tons of psychedelics way back in the day, and those are some of the best times I ever had. If I could have just kept it at psychedelics and not gone into opiate addiction, I might still be the guy who, once every couple of months takes mushrooms or acid or whatever. Like, I see the value in it.
Mushrooms is one of the most interesting ones. We had Dr. Drew on Dark Matter last year, and they're making big jumps, he was saying, as far as like treating PTSD for victims of abuse and people who were have shell shock from being in war, and just helping with all kinds of PTSD using microdosing, very small doses of mushrooms
where you don't even feel the effect necessarily.
It's using it as medicine, and it's working wonders. It seems like
what I believe the philosophy is that when you suffer huge traumas, war, PTSD, trauma, abuse, that kind of thing, you your synapses change, the pathways in your brain change, and they don't really go back. Yeah. And what the psychedelics microdosing does, and again, I'm not an expert, this is how I'm understanding what I've heard, is helps it recreate new, healthy, proper pathways for your synapses to fire and for your neurons in your brain to go into areas that are shut down because of the trauma. So, and I believe in that. I'm all for it. I could probably use a bunch of it myself.
Right.
Just me personally, I'm scared that if I start taking mushrooms, I'll think, oh, it's cool to smoke a joint now again. And then it's okay to take a fucking Xanax when I'm anxious. And then I'm shooting heroin again. And I've seen that happen.
Do you think that
hundreds of times to people that I know?
Do you think that would only happen if you felt the effects of the mushrooms? Like if you were just taking it like a medicine?
I don't know.
But you don't want to risk it.
I don't want to risk it. That's the thing. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the CBD market is huge. And it's like, you know, what I hear from people that I know who professionally grow weed, they're like, CBD is great and super medicinal. The problem is without THC to ignite it, it doesn't really work the way it's supposed to. Like it needs that catalyst of the THC. So, you know, I could use all the CBD creams I want, and basically what I'm using is Lubriderm. You know what I mean? Like that's what it is, basically.
If there's CBD cream that has THC in it, does it get in and give you a buzz?
No, like if you took a drug test, there might be THC in your blood in your system. But I've used tons of it where it's like fucking a lot of THC. On an injury, nah, you don't fucking feel it.
Cool.
Not this fucking superpower. Are you kidding me? I have a big T on my chest. It's not for Todd. It's for tolerance.
Tolerance Newman.
Tolerance man.
Nice.
Tolerance Todd. Cool.
That was one of the things that I was addicted to. Believe it or not.
Tolerance.
I'm being serious about that. It was very important to me when I was younger and I was doing a lot of drugs and drinking with friends and stuff that I always appeared to have the most tolerance out of anybody. In other words, I could always keep my shit together no matter how fucked up I was. I was the guy who talked to parents. I was the guy who dealt with the money. I was the guy who talked to cops if cops got involved. I was the one who was level-headed. I was the one that wasn't nodded out at the table while everyone else is
control.
Like,
yeah.
And that was like an addiction to me. That's like a whole other neuroses, insecurity thing of the appearance of control no matter what's in me. So psychedelics, when I started doing those when I was a little bit older, helped me because it broke through that need to feel in control. And I had many bad trips too because I tried to stay in control and they don't mesh well.
Right.
So you have to let go. And once I was able to, I had life-changing experiences on mushrooms and LSD.
Wow.
Because I let go. It's like, you know, maybe a fucking microdosing I could take a shower every other day instead.
That's real living right there.
Right there,
yeah. Anything you want to add? You good?
No, I agree. I mean, even for me, I think 2012 was a rough year for myself.
For your cock?
For my cock. And no, that was the year that I tried, you know, like DMT for the first time. And, oh, man, I didn't know I needed it that bad.
And you said it changed your life.
Yeah.
The DMT.
I know lots of people it's changed their lives.
But it's very true because what my friend said was like, you know, it might get scary, but just remember you got to let go. Mm-hmm. And I remember that, as soon as the ride began, so to speak, it was a little scary, and I was just like, okay, I just got to let go, got to let go. And yeah, sure enough, that's.
So you're aware enough when you're doing it's called breaking through, right? When you go when you have the full DMT trip, it's called a breakthrough.
Yeah, it's like you go past all the colors and all the trippy stuff.
You're aware.
It's all fractal
all
and
the
shit
fractals,
like that.
Yeah.
So you're aware and you're able to be conscious enough to tell yourself just to like let it be.
Yeah. It's like you don't fall asleep or anything. You're still there mentally. You're fully aware of what's going on. And
I want to do it.
Yeah, no. For me, like the trippy thing was just feeling like I was like this kind of shapeless blob. You know, it was like just your essence.
Am I wrong about this? You would probably know. Doesn't it release the endorphin that releases when you're about to die?
Yeah. It's when you're born and when you die.
And when you die. Yeah. So you're looking into the abyss in that sense. Yep. So
Yeah,
I would just be like, dude, I gotta take a shower quick.
All right.
Get these fractals off of me.
I gotta wash these fractals off.
Yeah,
That's
man,
something
good
I
stuff.
want to do sometime. Although I'm afraid my life is already pretty good, and I have a pretty good outlook. I'm afraid it would ruin it for me.
No, it can only get better. I mean,
Really?
if
That's what I've heard.
you like, it's all about intention, like what intention you're doing it with. A lot of people like to smoke a bit of weed because it relaxes them. Because, like Todd said, they'll try to fight it a little bit, and that's when things go wrong. I actually, the second to last experience I had, I got a little panicky and tried to hang on to things, and that was a bit scary. But yeah, like the following one.
Oh no, something's happening to my cock.
Did you see the machine elves and all those spirits and aliens and shit?
I've seen entities, but they were more
Yetis.
if I they were Bigfoot.
Time traveling.
They were more like what you see depicted in like Eastern philosophy, like in Buddhism and stuff like that. And I'm not really Buddhist, so I don't know how those images, aside from seeing them around, I don't know how those would be what my mind or whatever decided to.
I tried so many drugs because of the simple fact that I was already on so many drugs. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, sure, bring it on. Like crack on top of this and that. And then, and then you start, then I would start isolating. Let me just smoke crack only for a little while. Or let me just shoot dope. Or like, but especially with the psychedelics, like start off fucking take ecstasy, then fucking drop acid, then take mushrooms, then start doing blow all night. Like,
right.
Speed, sure, I'll smoke that. I hate being awake. Let me do that. Like, it just, when you're on the drug already.
I think that's the Hunter S. Thompson method.
Yeah, it's not a good method. It wasn't a good method for me.
Did you hear the story? I think Johnny Depp has told this before. When he was like prepping to do Fear and Loathing, where he played Hunter Thompson, of course, famously. And he went to meet Hunter for the first time. And Hunter gave him like something to drink and whatever. And Johnny started feeling fucked up. He goes, "What's going on with me?" He goes, "Oh, I drugged you." He's like, "Why did you do that?" He goes, I don't know what this pill was. I wanted to watch you and see what it did.
Watch Johnny Depp
to see if I want to take the other one."
All right.
Hilarious.
So good shit.
That was one thing that I was vehemently against, because I know people that would do shit like that. And I was just thought, that is the fucking most terrible thing to do to someone that's not prepared for it, is to slip them something, to drug them. But I had it done to me a couple of times, and it's not, because even if the drug is a great drug and like it's supposed to be a wonderful experience.
What if you didn't want to do it?
Yeah,
then?
I didn't want to do it
Exactly.
then, and you fucking did this to me. Like, I've ended relationships over that kind of shit. Like, don't ever fucking talk to me
It's
again.
very intrusive and,
Yeah.
and rapish or assaulty in a way.
Yeah, and what if I had a fucking bad like, what if I had the peanut allergy of mushrooms? You know what I mean? Like, and I go into fucking cardiac arrest. How you gonna feel then?
You don't
You
want that.
fucking
Yeah.
asshole. Anyway, let's wrap it up because
We got
I'm
two more
starting-
things.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. I'm starting to get a little.
People like Manson stories. Someone said, "Hey guys,
Charles Manson.
Great show last week as always. You make my week." Dan, any more good Manson stories? Usually I love talking shit about Manson, but I'm not going to this week because the bass player from Manson, his name is Juan, was in a really horrible bicycle accident.
Oh no!
And has a pretty bad brain injury.
Oh, that sucks.
He played at the drive-in and all those kind of bands. He's really, really talented, and I don't know him personally, but a very nice dude. If you search anything Manson, follow anyone who's in the band or crew. People have retweeted this GoFundMe for Juan to handle his medical bills. I think he's been in a coma for 3 or 4 weeks.
Right.
So if you're a Manson fan or a fan of just music in general, please go find Juan's GoFundMe and help him out. So no Manson shit talking this week. And now let's end the show on a question that really bothered me. You guys are going to be fine with it. I have a lot of thoughts though.
Okay.
All right.
Hey guys, who do you think the other co-hosts would best be in a movie? I can't help but think Todd would be the perfect Jack Walsh in Midnight Run. Dan looks like Freddy Krueger, and I cannot get that out of my head. And Frank, I think in another life would have been a great short round from Indiana Jones. What do you think?
Short round. I like that one.
All right. Let me break this down real quick.
Dr. Jones! Okay,
so basically they're saying that you look like really, really cool De Niro.
Right. De Niro at his finest,
I would
ask
agree.
me. Yeah.
Cool look, leather jacket, handsome, rugged.
Alonzo Mosley, FBI.
Right.
That's not the name on that badge.
So Todd is peak De Niro.
Mm-hmm.
Frank, even though they got his race incorrect, is this like really likable Asian little boy, which is funny because you're Iranian, where
a cute sidekick, right?
I am being told I look like a burnt to a crisp pedophile.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that about?
Well, Dan, you know, look, I wanted to end the show 5 minutes ago, but you know, if you want to get into this,
we got to get into it. I need some honesty.
I think it's only because I think he's not 100% accurate.
Here we go.
He's close, but he's not 100% accurate. And I think what it is, you know how Freddy he was burned, right?
Burned, his entire body is burnt to a crisp and is fucking vile.
Right, okay. I think, you know how when you look at something and you say, that's reminding me of this, and it's just a little part of something that's reminding you of it?
Don't even say it.
I think it's the lack of lips.
God damn it! God damn it!
Makes you seem very Freddy Krueger-ish, even though you don't. Sitting here in front of me,
let's wrap it up.
I'll say you look quite handsome, but I could see why someone would maybe mistake you for a maniacal, murderous, pedophilic, burnt monster.
What is your problem, you insensitive asshole?
Yeah, but you get like the Sean Penn look. You get those comments.
I guess, but I've never gotten Freddy Krueger, who's a fictional character who is a monster.
Yeah, well, you know. You're
you're
the one who wants to fucking ask the fans questions.
I would take Michael Myers.
Write your reviews. Send us all those questions. You kind of do look like Mike Myers, though.
Mike Myers or Michael Myers?
Michael. I call him Mike because, you know, we grew up together.
One was Austin Powers and one is The Shape.
Either. You look like both. Cool. Especially with those teeth.
Oh, that's great. That's really, really great.
Allow myself to introduce myself.
Danger's my middle name. Austin Danger Powers. All right. Frank, where can people find us?
At Rareform Radio on Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe on iTunes, Rareform Radio, and fill out the survey to keep telling us what you like, what you don't like, and all that good stuff.
And keep it above board. Keep it honest. Don't try and fucking waste time with jokes.
Your honesty will only help your listening experience.
That's right.
Right?
Yep.
What do I want to add? I wanted to say something. Oh. Rudd or Rod. What the fuck is his actual name? The Canadian guy.
Rudd? I think it's Rad, but he goes Rudd.
Because he sent us a picture. He reworked our logo.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I can't believe it. Did you not tweet it? Oh, you got to post that. It's maybe, it's like Picasso-esque. It's the best. It's the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
I showed Todd this reworked image. And I've never seen, it was the truest laughing joy I've ever seen you experience.
Wow.
it was that shit.
Okay.
That's what he did.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, we'll have to, after we
put the show up,
after we drop this sode, you have to post that.
What the fuck? No periods.
Yeah, no periods.
Riley is going to love this image.
Yeah, it's his inspiration. It's his inspiration.
All right. I guess we'll be back next week.
All right. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Todd.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, everybody, for participating, even the fucking cocksuckers that think I'm too interruptive. And we will see you next week.
This is Lola, and I'm here to tell the world to stop being such pussies and listen to Rareform Radio.